Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're watching this video, it means you're a complete beginner or you already started in your learning of Korean journey, but you're wondering what steps to take or what study guides to take or basically how to study or how to start learning Korean from the scratch. And today I want to show you some resources and some tips that I give to my students and that personally helped me when I was studying the Korean language. So in plain simple terms, I'm going to be telling you 5 steps in order to use to start studying the Korean language. And the first one is, of course, to learn Hangul. And by learning Hangul, I mean you have to learn to read and write in the Korean characters. So if you're a beginner and you start learning the Hangul with romanizations, please don't get too comfortable with just the romanizations. Try to study a lot. Personal study time, if you have a tutor or if you're studying alone, make sure you dedicate time and effort to learn how to disengage yourself from the Korean romanizations to be able to read Hangul. The second step after learning Hangul is to learn vocabularies. If you're a beginner and you can read this but you don't know what that is, it's fine, because at least you can read it, and that is, you've completed the first step. Ojo Betori. Ojo Betori means power bank. So most beginners' problems is they can read some words but they don't know what the words mean. You don't have a problem. It just means you have to learn more vocabularies. So now you dedicate time and effort. Say in a day you learn 20 new words or vocabularies, 20 or 30 new vocabularies, depending on whatever you can do. And you could have some little flashcards to write or a note to write those new words you learn every day, so you can also always go back to read those words to make sure you don't forget the new vocabularies you've learned. And after doing that, you want to move to step 3, which is verbs. Now verbs are a bit more complicated. Why? Because verbs have a whole lot encompassed in it, and one of the things encompassed in verbs is you have to learn how to conjugate verbs. And once you learn how to conjugate verbs, you're talking to present tense, past tense, and future tenses. It's a whole lot, and you have to conjugate both to reason, to condition. I put a video about that. You can check it out to know more about that particular topic. But yeah, you have to conjugate verbs to different tenses. The second thing about verbs is you have to, of course, learn how to use them in respect, polite, and casual way. For example, the verb biyanada, how to say biyanamnida, biyanheyo, or biyane, right? So in a verb, you also have to learn how to use the verbs in the respect tones. So you've learned Hangul, you're actively learning vocabularies, new words every day, and you're still struggling, but you're getting the hang of verbs and all the different conjugations. What's next? Now you have to learn sentence structure. What is sentence structure? How to form or how to build your own sentences. This is what some apps do not teach you. Why? Because sentence structure, you have to build it yourself using a subject, an object, which is nouns, the vocabularies you're learning, and the verb. This is the sentence structure for the Korean language: subject, object, and verb. The verb, of course, would be the conjugated verbs. So once you learn that, then you build your own sentences. And of course, the sentence structures are always flexible. It could be subject, time, object, verb. It could be adverb or adjective, or it could just be a verb. That is the different sentence structures in Korean, which of course you should learn as well. Different sentence structures will show you how to build a sentence. For example, a subject, object, and verb sentence would be 저는 학교에 가요. And a subject, time, object, and verb sentence would be 저는 어제 학교에 갔어요. And just a verb would be something like 싫어요. The verb 싫어하다 conjugated to 싫어요. Or 먹었어요, which is I ate. So once you learn how to build your own sentences like this using the different sentence structure and the different vocabularies you learned, then you can engage in the 5th step, which is, of course, is practice. Now practice here has to do with you first of all have to communicate with yourself, say a few words and a few phrases to yourself, use yourself as a study partner or a study practice partner. And basically, once you learn how to practice with yourself, you can of course build your confidence and get on language learning apps. I'm going to be making a video on language learning apps and websites where you can meet either Koreans or foreigners for the sake of language exchange. I'm going to be making a separate video breaking down these 5 steps into, like, I'm going to be taking each step and making a video on it to give you more insights. Let me know if you'll be interested in that, and let me know if you have any more questions in the comment sections, and I'll see you in the next video.